Hello, welcome, Savage Rifters, to the final hour of the double feature Terror on the Dark Frontier and South America and Pawn Set 2 GameChanger. Welcome aboard, everybody. Good to see you, Aaron and Johnny and Sean. How was the holiday for you guys? You guys survived Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the fun stuff?
I did not survive any of those.
Okay. Sorry, I was dead at the time.
We've got 6 more hours in Epiphany. 6 more hours in Epiphany, and then I'm out.
Yeah, so much. Like, being dead is just a great excuse for not having to show up to things. Like, I'm a kind of an introvert, so like canceling plans is the greatest feeling in the world. So, sorry, you can't come. I'll be dead at the time. So.
No, I was telling. I think I told Aaron about this, but no, I was really kind of floored. Kevin for Christmas gave me a copy of the 3 issues of the Mechanoid comic book, which I didn't even know existed. It's a very rare comic book to get your hands on, and he gave me all 3 issues. I was just blown away. I was like, "Woo!" So
coming to tell you you're on eBay Christmas. Selling it.
Yeah, right. Immediately turn it around, sell it on eBay. No, it's gonna appreciate in value because of our secret plans here at Palladium Books.
Right. God, we got so many plans. It's new year, new company kind of deal. Our resolutions. We got so much stuff coming down the river for you guys. It's very exciting, and
right.
we are super happy to end 2022 and begin 2023 with an amazing wrist thing. So let's go check in on. I haven't looked all day. I've been in meetings, so let's go see. We were 80.
Yeah, what are we at?
Oh, we crossed.
Oh,
we crossed over
90 and then some.
Oh,
awesome,
yeah.
folks. This is good. Thank you guys for being amazing. Let me see how many backers did we end up with. So we had the number. It used to show the number of each pledge level. We got to turn that feature back on so we know how many backers it is. But that is awesome. So even if your time zone, like my time zone's correct, and it shows me there's an hour left on the Kickstarter. If your time zones show something else, it's because of weird website settings. Don't worry, you can still pledge. If not, if it blocks you, just send us an email, info@pegginking. We will get you pledged. But this is the final hour for all the good stuff. So let's go over the campaign easy one more time.
What do we...
What was that?
Was that me?
I think we lost Johnny.
That was you, bud.
That was you.
That was me. Okay. I tried to talk. I didn't like it. I was just saying, what do we... So we have like this platform here right now. What absurd thing will we promise that we'll do if we cross over into 100K in the next hour?
We could say whatever we want, but I'm pretty sure that's a steep margin. 10K an hour. That's
right.
Like,
that's what I mean. So we could say anything.
Right? 20 more rips books, gold plated, palladium plated.
I'm talking about real stuff we would do.
That's all you, buddy. That's all you. I'm already promised out here. We got a lot of stuff to fulfill.
I kind of want a big stuffy robot.
If we cross, and I legitimately will do this, and I don't need Sean or Aaron, although I'm committing Landauer to this because you got to help me. If we cross 100K before this is over, I will run a 24-hour live streamed game, and people who backed it can just like come in and out, and I'll do a 24-hour marathon game. And
you got to be in costume. You got to be all green again.
Of course, you know who I am, right? Like we've met.
Right, yeah.
Like I'll be in multiple costumes. I'll do costume changes. I'll do different voices. I'll do some other ridiculous thing with my facial hair, like I do every time. But if we get there, I will do it. It would not even be the first time I ran a 24-hour game.
Morgan's on board, and so is Brandon. But of course, it goes right over your face. So it's like, nope, sorry, I'm going to put the comments right over.
Well, that's what they don't want. They're like, all right, if we keep commenting, we don't have to look at him anymore. So that's what keeps the comments up.
By the way,
that's how I'll do my
Savage. Right. By the way, I saw that comment. Savage Lemuria is in Atlantis and the Demon Seas. So if you want Lemuria and all its awesomeness, you've got a ton of an entire chapter of the World Book devoted to Lemuria and different guard and factions and an adventure to introduce your players into that whole
The
milieu.
best
And
part about
everything.
that book was not just the Atlantis stuff. It was that, like, hey, finally, here's just like a one ocean source book for like every bonkers thing that ever happened.
Well, they
in
all
or under
integrate
the water
and
of Risk.
cross over in crazy ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that this game changer that's going right now has the other half of all the cool Lemuria stuff.
Well, that's true,
right?
Because this pawn set too is gigantic. So yeah, let's tell folks what's actually getting. So if this is the first time you're seeing this, we have a whole Palladium level. So if you're Palladium folks and don't need Savage rules, but you want the maps and you want pawns, you want the good stuff, there's a whole Palladium level just for you. And but this has got Terror in the Dark Frontier, which is set in the former United States. It's in North America. It is the first adventure box set for Rifts. And so it's got a 192-page hardcover. It's got its own pawns, its own plot point campaign, archetype cards, all in a box. So if you want to run, it's like the easiest way. If you've been scared to run Rifts, this has got it all for you. It's all just right there. You got the pawns, you got the character dossiers, you've got the maps, you've got an overarching campaign to run. So it's like all of the accessories you need, one box.
And entire chapters devoted to exploring different regions of the Dark Frontier, or we'll call it like the Coalition Frontier. That's kind of the nickname of the Coalition Frontier in the area where the Comanche Preserve is butting up against a lot of the Coalition settlers and a lot of stuff going on the east side of the New West. We'll put it that way. So no, it's a great set for that. It's a great set for any game master who's nervous about adventure material. But I'll say, one of the great things about the Rifts for Savage Worlds books, like Atlantis and the Demon Seas, is you've got tons of Savage Tales, which is, our catchword for the easy to use, really fun adventure material in the books, as well as each book also comes with a plot point campaign. So you can go run a whole campaign with these guidelines. But if you need even more, there's even more, right, in Terror on the Dark Frontier. So it's going to be great. Yeah, it is great. Our playtesters are going crazy. So
this touches on, pretty much like all the currently released material that you can get for Savage Rifts, because we've done the Empires of Humanity, and this just kind of dovetails in with that. And like we said, Rifts Atlantis is already in print. You can order it and get it shipped to you starting tonight if you want it, and it's awesome. And but since Rifts Atlantis was a great source book, the next great source book, and again another 192-pager hardcover, South America. And South America is crazy in the Rifts first. There is so much going on. This is like multiple books in one. So give us the overview. What's going on in South America?
Well, South America is really, really nuts. And for any Palladium viewers or fans who are old school Palladium fans as well as Savage Rifts fans, I'll point out that the original South America World Book 1 and 2 were set in 102 PA, essentially. And they talked about a lot of things that were upcoming in 103 PA and beyond. Well, we've worked with Kevin Simbita, and we've updated this entire timeline to 109 PA with all canon events and machinations and new alliances, and a lot has happened. And South America is one of those places that a lot of people enjoy playing whole Rifts campaigns in, and we think that you'll be able to have the same kind of width and breadth of adventure and exploration there as well. One of the great things, like Aaron mentioned, about this book, though, is that we also have the biomancy is fully complete in this book. So whereas the Lemurians do have biomancy abilities in the Rifts lore, we didn't have the focused character options in that book. I was able to fit in tattoo magic, bio-wizardry, and rune weapons and all that kind of stuff, but I wasn't able to also get the biomancy in there, and decided to leave that for South America, which means that we have a lot of really great room to fully explore that concept, as well as a lot of the concepts behind characters like priests and demigods, and that are core to a lot of the lore for the Inca and other factions in South America. So, but yeah, I don't know, Johnny, if you want to talk about any of the stuff that you worked on in that section, what can people look forward to?
Oh, it's packed. I mean, this is a world that is so fleshed out. I mean, if you look at North America, is covered with so many books. We just jammed this. So biomancy is a ton of fun. If you were a fan of the biomancers, at all in Palladium Rifts, there's a huge amount of content for them. There's the Biomancer class themselves. There's the Jungle Elves. There's the living weapons. There's, building biomancy animals that happens in some of the other Lemuria books. There's a whole list of Biomancer specific spells. And as I'm converting all that, I'm thinking, how do I jam all of this? You could write a whole book on just this. And so getting that all in there, we did.
Palladium did, right?
Right. And we did. We got it in there. We got it. So, if you're a fan of, these ultra specific kind of biomancy spells where you're teleporting between trees and animating trees to attack for you and stuff, and how we worked all that in there, it's all in there. It's a blast. If you want to be creating your own like weird animals, you want to take your just regular wolf animal companion and give it, wings and whatever you want so that you have this extra stuff. It's all in there. It's all the ability to do. So it's a ton of fun. And I saw just in some of the conversations that have been happening out there in the wilds of the internet lately, people have been asking. I saw someone had made a post on one platform asking for adventure material for Palladium South America. That said, I'm going to run a South America game, and I'd really love to know what people have done with adventures and what should I think of for adventure ideas. And I suggested, I said, oh, well, listen, even if you're not a Savage Rifts player, pick up this book because there's just so much adventure material in there too. So it's a pretty jam-packed book.
Yeah, and on that note, I will say one of the things that I wrote for the Rifter number 85 was a short 2-page article on how to play Savage Worlds Adventures using Palladium rules, because we have a lot of fun where a lot of Savage Worlds players, of course, are picking up or discovering Palladium books or rediscovering them, right, with their friends. And running the material out of there, which is super easy to do. Well, the same is true in reverse. It's very, very easy to pick up a Savage Worlds adventure. They're written to be very accessible and easy to use. And you just reference the stuff out of the Palladium books instead of the Savage Worlds books for a monster entry or character entry or something like that. There are a few differences in like some of the ways that skills are named or, results are tallied and stuff like that. So I go over that, and we've also made that available as a free PDF on the Pinnacle web store on DriveThruRPG. So if you want to get in on that, that is free to download. And I just want to help, ease the point of entry for fans regardless of which set of rules they prefer to use, right?
Yeah, well, and that's the greatest thing about having Sean doing double duty for both companies is that the partnership has been stronger than ever. It's amazing that we're able to bridge the gap between Palladium fans and Pinnacle fans, and just produce so much more new material. I mean, you guys just had your very successful Titan Robotics Kickstarter,
yes,
which is awesome. Congratulations on that. Welcome back to Kickstarter. And the fact that we were able to get some Savage Worlds conversion in there, and you guys went above and beyond and gave a really awesome stretch goal for people. So
right.
It's all the goodness, guys. That's the best part about working with people who are awesome, like Kevin and Sean. Is when there's a good opportunity to create something fun and awesome for gamers, we just say yes. So it's very
absolutely. Absolutely, and that's one of the things that Kevin and I, a lot of people or maybe fans that are just tuning in haven't heard with the Titan Robotics Kickstarter. One of the things we offered from the get-go was a Savage Worlds conversion document. You'll still need the Titan Robotics book to make any sense of the different entries and stuff like that. But it has all the hardcore rules conversions that you need to bring in your Savage, the story of Titan Robotics into your Savage Rifts campaign. And as a stretch goal, we put it at a pretty aggressive stretch goal. We had a great campaign, but it looked like we weren't going to maybe make the stretch goal. So Kevin and I made the decision, you know what? For a stretch goal, we also offered a lot of related material from Rifts Sourcebook 1 Revised, Sourcebook 2 Mechanoids, Shimerian Nation, and all of that. Cyberworks related material is also going to be in an expanded conversion document for those who back at the levels that include those materials. So go check out the Titan Robotics Kickstarter campaign. Things are getting spun up so that campaign is getting prepped for. Wayne and I are working on that right now here at Palladium, getting that all set up so that fans can access it through BackerKit very soon. And I think that people will be able to see a lot of cool stuff there. But yeah, there's a lot of notes there on all that. But again, one of those little weird, interesting things is it's one of the few ways that you can get your hands on the mechanoids for Savage Rifts.
Right.
So,
we've got so much in the Rifts pipeline. Like that's the way to get it, guys. If you want mechanoids, get in on the Titan Robotics.
Right. We got so much room to cover, right? We got so much ground to cover that we realized, you know what, let's do these conversion documents now, because it's going to take us years to catch up to where we would want to do that with a full bore production schedule, right? So that's where that is right now. I'm happy to be able to share those things with all the fans.
Yeah, that's a super awesome Christmas gift you gave everybody, right? See, more riffs going on. Jody's there for it.
Someone asked. I saw recently. Someone had asked, "Hey, why the mechanoids with Titan Robotics? Like, what does the mechanoids have to do with Titan Robotics?" And I was like, how wonderful of an experience you are about to have, learning this.
So make sure you get your hands on the Cyberworks collection. And so one of the reasons people were like, well, why are you putting all these books together? So the Cyberworks story, which includes Archie the Machine God,
spoilers,
and a lot of that, lots of spoilers about to happen.
Spoilers, yeah. If you don't want to
guess what? Yeah, Empires of Humanity has been out for a while, but
20-year-old spoilers, but spoilers,
right?
I haven't heard it.
Some people
30-year-old spoilers. So,
hey,
the machine himself.
Hey,
Happy
everybody.
2023, sir.
Happy New Year.
These books are good stuff. Go Palladium. Go Pinnacle.
That's all we need to hear. There's nothing will beat Kevin actually showing up and being by the books. So we're done here. The next 40 minutes we'll just cover.
Yeah, no one's here, us.
We're done.
It's good stuff. I've seen it. I have to approve this. I've seen shitloads of art. Tons and tons and tons. It's awesome.
It's killer art, isn't it?
It
really is killer art. So we're
we're not joking when we say there's so much in the pipeline and all of it's got to go across Kevin's desk. It's like, you guys stop making so many books. You got stuff to do here in Palladium. So.
Yeah, shiploads of art.
yes.
You didn't quote me of great art.
Yes, very
good stories, good concepts. I mean, it's just, I think what some people miss is that all this stuff, yes, it's got different rules, but you can, you can use all this stuff with Palladiums. You can drop in your Palladium characters in any of these adventures or use any of the maps. It's all good stuff. It's all approved by Palladium, updated timelines. So, use them, use those assets, the pawn sets, the cardboard minis are amazing, beautiful. The maps are excellent. So that's my endorsement. And I'm going home.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Kev.
Sure thing. Take care, guys.
That's the true Christmas miracle, is Kevin actually leaving that office at any point.
Yeah, Kevin and I work a lot.
He's got Sean to do all the work now. He can go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hear the chain and the cuffs being unlinked on your ankle, so you are still chained to that desk, sir. One more thing we're going to show off on the campaign before we get to talk about some of the questions in the chat is, speaking of making it really accessible to Palladium players and anybody really, is in addition to Terror in the Dark Frontier and South America, those two books, this is also the debut of Pawn Set 2. And so if you haven't seen that,
is gorgeous.
It's chunky.
And it's huge.
Right? And so we're also giving you the figure flats, because why not digital? Hey. And then because they were such a surprise hit, the archetype dossiers, we're giving you 18 more,
yes.
9 from Islands and 9 from Terror.
Yeah.
And
right.
So you got if you've been keeping up with these, you've got a really great collection of dossiers to throw in as NPCs or as player characters at the table. And then for those of you who asked, because it did come up multiple times, there are pledge levels with Pawn Set 2, and if you want to pick up extra copies in about 2 or 3 hours from now, when this campaign is actually done across all of the Americas, we will put this into pre-order mode and have the individual products maybe by tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow morning. We do have to get some sleep and walk dogs and all that kind of stuff, but we'll promise tomorrow it'll be pre-order mode, and then you'll be able to pick individual products to add to your order. So if you want to get like a certain Mr. Oh, he's not here. PK is one who collects
PK, I was gonna say.
all pawns. multiple boxes.
Well, I have 4 pawn set boxes, but we all know I'm nuts. So
You are the Pawn Star. Yeah.
the
So-
pawn star.
A Pawn Star. Yeah,
The
I kept
best-
it up.
So far, the best use of the pawns. I have two sets too. The best use is take them all, punch them all out of the cardboard. You put them in a big box, and then instead of a random encounter table, you just reach in the box, and they're just all right. Well, you're walking along, singing a song, and you fight, and just throw a handful of them on the table, and that's it. Whatever it is.
The Arkham Horror
A
method.
skeleton, yeah.
Oh, it's 2 skeletons and a Bioborg.
Right.
And a
All that
colossal
pawn art
cyclops.
ends up in the
Yeah.
in the VTTs too. So if you are a VTT player, that pawn art benefits you as well. So it's
Yeah,
a win all
so
around.
since you're here, John, like let folks know, like, what is the cool status of all the things going on with
Yeah.
Well, I can't divulge anything, but we're rolling along, obviously, with VTT. Just before Christmas, I think in November, we got caught up with Rifts. American Armageddon is out now on Foundry VTT and Roll20. Atlantis is coming soon. And that's the next one in the pipe for Rifts. So at that point, we'll be pretty close to caught up with the production. So when these new ones drop, we'll be able to just start working on them and get them in as quick as we can.
Oh yeah, Chris, we're just gonna start. Everybody,
Yeah, we'll-
we're gonna take it from the
Call
top.
Kevin
All right.
back. Kevin.
Chris just
Kevin.
got here, so we need to start over.
Call Kevin. He's got to come back.
Kevin, heck, oh, he's gone, guys. Sorry.
Actually,
no, I
if
want to.
Kirby puts us over 100,000, we will definitely start over. So if you got 10K to drop, or maybe it's down to
I'll
like
drive
8.5K.
to Detroit right now, and I'll drive him back to the office. You get us over 10K or 100K.
Yeah, it's one of the things I was gonna say is by the way, the VTT is so cool. Like every time that I see more of it, especially I'm a big fan of Foundry. I know a lot of people enjoy Roll20 as well, and I hear great things, but every time I see the new iterations of things, it always blows my mind. So also, if you are a fan of Fantasy Grounds, I know Empires of Humanity just hit Fantasy Grounds as well. I'm not exactly sure all the different releases they have, but they have a lot of great support there too. So if you're, if you use Steam and want to game through that platform as well, they handle the development separately from the Roll20 and Foundry VTT stuff that the Sigil team works on. So, but yeah, all really quality stuff, really great ways to play.
So James got a cool question. He's like, sadly, he does not have enough dough to drop until next week. So here's a tip. If you have 20 and you get in for the 20 is the lowest level we got. So that 20 is the Thousand Islands digital reward level for Savage Worlds. You can upgrade using the exclusive campaign pricing during the Pledge Manager phase. So if you have 20,
nice.
back that and you'll get the upgrade links to get the campaign exclusive pricing. If you still want to wait for hardcover books and all that good stuff, it'll be a little more expensive in pre-order than it is during the campaign. Not a whole lot. But we do have to give during the campaign folks the best price. So yeah, if you're going books, get the very basic book set, like just the one book in print, which is 35. So if you have 20 or 35 available, pick one of those two if you want to go digital or go print, and then you're able to upgrade from there, keeping that pricing. So that's just a hot tip that we're doing now on the Game Changers, so that you guys can upgrade. So if not, though, we still welcome you. It'll be next week, and we will definitely take your money and give you books next week too. So thanks, James.
Well,
yeah,
and if you don't mind, I'll throw out a plug too on the Palladium side. Right, we just finished up the Kickstarter for Titan Robotics, and it's going to backer kit right now. So similar vein. Once that backer kit hits, you won't have the same package deals, which were really good on the Kickstarter end that we were able to do, but you'll be able to get a lot of things a la carte, and just like with a lot of the Pinnacle material, where you can pick up other game lines and stuff like that to fill out your library, especially if you're overseas, and get all that shipping at once can really help. And in fact, we just did a call today with some of the people we're working with on UK and EU fulfillment. So really excited about that. I think we're going to have fans that are going to be hopefully very pleased with the pricing on that, on the the Titan Robotics Kickstarter side. So just letting you know, keeping you apprised.
good stuff.
Hey, Sean, is there a rhino buffalo pawn?
There is a Rhino Buffalo pawn. The art is in progress. So I think it's going to look pretty mean when we get done with it. So the pawn art has been so good. Kevin and I are constantly just saying, wow. And I keep telling Alita that she needs to send the feedback back to the artists, but we've just been having really, really quality art. I feel like the art team is, really hit a stride with the quality keeps improving. I know that a lot of people felt like when they picked up Atlantis and the Demon Seas and they went through the book, they felt like the art had hit a new tier. I think you're going to see the same kind of thing here. I mean, just like this beautiful cover art for Terror on the Dark Frontier, the beautiful art that you can see around here that we're using. That's the cover of the Land of a Thousand Islands, which for a lot of Palladium folks or people from that milieu kind of think of this as like South America 3, the big preview, right? Because this really is bringing up that whole timeline. It really is. It is core canon lore. And that's the kind of the beautiful thing here is, Savage Rifts is trying to catch up with, 30 plus years of Rifts adventures and releases. But at the same time, Palladium has so many different things to develop with Rifts that it's kind of cool how Savage Rifts can kind of backfill some of the stuff and give you I guess, wet your whistle for what's to be coming as well in Palladium material in the long run. So,
the pawn art doesn't just fill out the new books, right? Like it'll go back in time and get a few things that aren't in Savage Foes.
That's a great note. Yep. So actually, that's a great note, John. The pawn art for Pawn Set 2 backfills a whole ton of stuff that we thought you really needed to use on your table with just Savage Foes in North America. So just so a lot of people that may be listening understand, when we did the original Pawn Set 1, we had a lot of art that had already been done for the 7 Savage Rifts books that comprised the second edition of Rifts for Savage Worlds. And so a lot of that art was used, and we did fill out a lot of art like for, say, coalition squads in the old style body armor, old style Samus, old style Skelebots, all that kind of stuff. Well, with Rifts Pawn Set 2, we're catching up on a lot of stuff that we didn't hit in the original Savage Foes in North America. And we're also doing the new style coalition squads and armor and Super Samus and new Skelebots and stuff like that, that you wouldn't have gotten in that first pawn set. So it's it also has South America material. So that, and in addition to that, the Terror on the Dark Frontier box set is coming with its own set of pawn sheets for the different monsters and a lot of New West themed characters and stuff that's going to be really great goodies for your tabletop, including stuff like the Black Fairy and other things that we're catching up on from some like I would just call it really iconic Rifts monsters and Greeblies and stuff.
Yeah, and for folks who are catching this stream long after today, so when this is already done, if you go to DriveThruRPG, there is a free preview of both the Black Fairy and then I believe the other preview was for the Nazca line makers. There's 2 free documents if you are at all on the fence about South America.
You check it out. Check it out, right?
Check it out for free. You can look up and see what the lore is and the mechanics. So we've got those. Those are free previews on DriveThruRPG. Look them up and then get the whole thing. I think you're going to want the whole thing. But yeah,
and that's one of the things. Yeah, and one of the things I'll throw out is, for instance, with the Rhino Buffalo, that is a massive, massive creature, right? So Jess, Jessica, one of the, I guess I like to call her a pawn wizard at Pinnacle. But she and I are going all over the sizing. We'll go with pawn wizard. And so, but no, she and I are going with over the sizing of all these things because we actually take it very seriously. How, do these match up so that it'll look right on your tabletop, right? These things look right next to each other when you're gaming. And it also ends up in beautiful virtual tabletop assets as well. But one of the things that we were going through was looking at, the exact sizing for the Rhino Buffalo art and things like that. So there will be a lot of that, but just so you know, just like with Pawn Set 1, Pawn Set 2, we don't go, we go wide, not super deep. So what I mean is we have, a coalition squad or 5 of the new style Skelebots or a couple of Super Samus, right? That's the general approach as opposed to giving you like 30 coalition infantry. So that's why a lot of people will pick up multiple pawn sets, because if you have enough of them, now I can field 20. I have 4, so I can field 20 Skelebots. in a game if I want to, right? So that's kind of the beauty. But at the same time, if you prefer to use something like, print and play, that those options are there too. If you just want to fill out rosters. So if you can get one at least one pawn set, you're going to be really well off and be able to use that for a lot of different types of encounters. But if you can get multiple pawn sets, you can do really big encounters, which sometimes you need in Rifts because players take on things like a coalition mechanized, platoon.
I mean, really, did they ever learn? No. The answer is no. And hey, I mean, Rifts is the do what you want. Everything's there. Let's get it. Let's do this. So, of course, you need more pawns. So we love being able to get these. So a couple kind of unrelated questions that are luckily don't really affect Pinnacle or Palladium, but the interesting but two hot topics, right? Like AI art and publishing, and then the Wizard of the Coast OGL. So. Luckily, I think we're good on the OGL, even with probably Savage Pathfinder. We're so far down the chain on the OGL on what we're doing. I think we're fine. And so no need to worry there. I think if it got to us, there would be the avalanche would have already happened in the rest of the industry before it hit Savage Pathfinder and Paizo and then hit us. So I think we're good. I think we're not too worried. And the one cool thing I really do want to say, and this is something we've been plotting just today. Very, very soon, we're going to announce a great new initiative for our own licensees to be able to boost your signal more and kind of coalesce and have a singular hub to celebrate all of the different levels of Savage Worlds licensees. So our streamers and everybody who does media, whether it's podcasts or streams or videos, our ACE licensees who put out books, our swag members who do the swag on Drive Thru RPG, and then our fan licenses. So all 4 licenses, we're going to kind of do an awesome thing for you guys in this new year to kind of celebrate you. So, well, it seems like people are thinking that another company's doing a little wrong thing by the licensees. We're going to do some awesome things for you guys. And also coming up, because it is the new year, we're going to be doing the awards, the swag awards again. So that'll be, maybe we'll do that in February. We'll see. Just maybe make sure all the final tallies are in and all that good stuff. But so that answers that question. And then for like the AI art question, the Aaron Acevedo is great. He does a lot of our art direction, and I think he put it best where he said that we are, especially with Palladium, right? Like we have not hired a single less artist. We are hiring many, many more artists to make all the pawns and to make all this great full color art. And it's really got to hit it out of the park for 2 different companies. So it's got to hit it out for Pinnacle and Palladium, and so we are not hiring any fewer artists, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. But we are actually being supportive of AI art because I think, one, our licensees, it will be a great way for the swag members and the fan licensees and to create more products at a reasonable budget for their budgets. And for us, I think it's a technology that we will look into to increase the density of art in what we give you. So for us, it's always about doing more, and being good to people. And I think we can walk a path that'll be good for everybody and not kind of shutting doors. So I think I get that both topics are really hot right now. People are pretty, there's some fear and some excitement. I think we're going to just take a very level-headed approach to both and just see like what's good for everybody. And we don't see real artists going away anytime soon. There's just no way to capture the right properties. I mean, we have a lot of IPs that need very specific art, and real artists do great at that. But there's also a lot of places in our books where if we need a little piece of spot art or a background or whatever, having people do AI assisted is really not anathema to giving you guys really gorgeous products either. So hopefully there's a good path in between. But none of that really affects the Palladium and Pinnacle stuff because there's just
Palladium is similarly right. We are dedicated to our artists and to having the top tier art and creativity, and that's one of the things I'll say about AI art is as cool as it is, it doesn't fit maybe specific genre or it's good for more established genres or something like that maybe, but for something like Rifts or Palladium Fantasy or some of these other properties like Nightbane, like is it really going to fit that? Probably not. And if it did, I don't know. There's a lot of interesting questions there, but we're committed to our artists, and just like Pinnacle is a family, Palladium is a family as well, right? So whether you're an artist or a writer or anyone else that we work with, we're not going to just ditch you for some fad thing. The other thing I will say is like when it comes to this OGL concept and things like that, there's a reason that the companies make different decisions, and licensing and owning your intellectual property and all those things. There's a lot of different considerations on that. Kevin is a veteran with over 40 years boots on the ground experience in this kind of thing, and so we've had a lot of interesting discussions, and there's a lot of different ways to approach it. And Pinnacle and Palladium have different approaches, but very like Clint said earlier in the comment stream. It's like the peanut butter and chocolate of RPG gaming. These two our two companies teaming up. But yeah, we have, for instance, like the Rifter. So there's a lot of really great outlets that if you want to produce, you want to get your foot in the door, you want to get stuff out there in front of people. A lot of people got their start, like even this guy, John Stevens here, got his start doing something in the Rifter many, many moons ago. So it can be a really great experience that way. And I think there'll be more that Palladium might want to talk about in the next probably year and a half. Give me a year and a half. We don't want to talk about things that aren't ready to launch or be fully discussed, but that might be an interesting topic to discuss as this kind of happens.
The Rifter
in full view of all fans.
That Rifter thing is so funny. I'm in the Rifter 85, and this is my first time being, and I was so jazzed up. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Look at this. This is so cool. And John is like, yeah, youngin, you whippersnapper, and he shows me Rifter like 23 that he's in. And I was like, oh.
Back in my day, kiddies, we had to.
Yeah, he told me to get off his lawn.
Right.
Shakespeare.
The Rifter. Right.
I called the office when I sent that in for something I can't remember what it was down in Palladium, and like someone was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was just calling about a check or something." Oh yeah, just a minute, and it was Kevin, and he just has to phone to somebody else or something. So, back in the day, man, it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, every once in a while he still answers the phone.
I mean, we're
usually it's Al these days.
So.
Right. We've got Alex Marcinez and Crystal Willard. They both do great work taking care of our fans when they call in with any questions or product related stuff. So
I think Sean just dunked on all of you.
Yeah, I saw like number one.
Rifter number one.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
There was some before 23.
There were 22 of them, John.
I didn't even know.
Aaron, that's not true. There were 23 of them before number.
It's an April Fool's Day one, right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I had to dunk back. I had to let you know that I knew. All right.
But by the way, just to mention with the Rifter, it's really cool because it's Palladium has the Megaverse just like Savage Worlds has its many endless worlds of fun, right? And so that's one of the great things. You can write any established genre that Palladium already has, or hey, send in something new ideas. We're here. This is a great place to explore that. And just so you know, I'm still curating it. Wayne Smith is still the editor extraordinaire. So you just know that if you send in material, that we will definitely be looking at it personally. So
yeah, so hopefully that quells some of the anxiety for folks. Like both companies are doing amazingly well, and we see that continuing. I mean, 2022 was a great year for both of us, and a lot of challenges for everybody. But the fans were there for us, and so we want to make you guys happy in 2023. So there's a lot of good stuff coming up. Someone did ask a Deadlands question. It was like anything for Deadlands. So if you liked, so Terror on the Dark Frontier is very much like horror on Hell on the High Plains, right? Bad place on the dark evil place, naming convention. And so that was a box set for Deadlands. We are also, and those books are kind of like spot books where they pick an area in the country, 4 or 5 states, do what the cryptids are and what some adventures are. So we're going to do another one of those that's coming up here in probably quarter 1 or 2, which is the Abominable Northwest. So that's going to be like Washington, Seattle, that kind of Pacific Northwest. And there's going to be lots and lots of Sasquatches in that one, which is going to be awesome.
Sasquatch?
Right?
Sasquatch?
Donald like Squeech, and I'm like, no.
A whole pile of squatches.
I think a Squeech is something else altogether, man.
I'm not even talking about how you change the word. I'm just talking about plural. It's like you can't pluralize the Lone Ranger. right? Like it's a
No. But then what if it's a multiples? You know, it's like
Then
is
it's
it a
Yeti.
murder of?
Right. So I liked Blur because all the photos you ever take.
Oh,
are
Blur.
Oh, I
always
love it. A
photos.
blur of
Oh no, no,
Sasquatch.
it's a rumble of Sasquatches. Thank you very much.
What if Bigfoot is just blurry? That's even more terrifying because there's a large out of focus monster wandering the hillside.
I've got a comic for you, Johnny. I'll send it to you later.
So in Pawn Set 2 and in Terror on the Dark Frontier, there are a lot more demons. That now we don't just have like generic demons, right? These are all very specific demons, like the Blackwing Monster Men, what was it? The Two-Faced Star People, the Black Fairy, the Witchling, right? Thornhead Demon, Neuron
the
Beast.
Witchling
So
art's
there's
amazing.
yeah, it is. So there's a lot of demons actually in between the pawns that are coming in Terror on the Dark Frontier and the pawn sets for Pawn Set 2. So I think you are going to see a lot of that filled out as well. I think you will see a lot of that filled out as well. The errata. So our team that we are working on the errata, but we wanted to make sure that we could deliver this product right. And so this is a big kind of like three major products together, right? The pawn set was a night and kudos to the entire team, including PK, who's not here. But there was a huge, massive art order, a 98-page, just like pages in Word order for this art, over 130 new pieces of pawn art to fill in all the art we needed for these two sets. I'm saying Terror and then the pawn sheets in the pawn set too. But as we finish this up, we have been going through that, and we are going to finish that up and get that out to the fans. It's a really big errata, and we want to make sure that everything lines up because Savage Rifts keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, we are definitely making a lot of cool moves there. I think people are really going to enjoy a lot of the updates that we have coming. It's we're leaving no stone unturned. We are listening to your feedback. We are thinking and going through the questions that we get in the official Q&A section on the Pinnacle website. So I think that when you get it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is why it took a hot minute. But it's because it's very, very extensive and I think going to bring a lot of resolution to the different kinds of questions that people have been asking for a while. So
definitely,
yes, the Glitter Boy 7 is definitely in this book.
Glitter Boy 7's in there. Like describing it as a big errata update is underselling it. It is massive.
Yeah,
it's
like page by page, and Sean will say, "Okay, we're on page 116. Pull up every Q&A we've ever gotten for stuff on this page. Pull up all this, and we're going through page 116. It's like, okay, here's page 117, and we're going
right.
So
we got through a bunch
thing.
of lists, and then we're going back through my personal notes, which are extensive as well. So, but we're making a lot of headway, and it is it's just we want to do it right. We don't want to like sell you a bill of bunk goods. So we're going to get
also
something.
did a lot of cross-referencing, right? Like going into some of the new releases since Rifts, like Savage Pathfinder and others.
Well, that was
some lining up.
That's a really great point. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that have come out. The Fantasy Companion, Savage Pathfinder, Superpowers Companion. So it's really informed as Savage Worlds, the Adventure Edition, has grown. We have been making sure that we're doing our best to line these things up. Some of the powers have shifted, right? So this is going to include a lot of errata for different powers and different updates as well, to make sure that it's all Savage Worlds. It's all the way that Shane and Clint and all the fans would hope to see it.
Here's an easy one I'll take. So the no plans on the docket yet, but there is a cool. Shane has been really busy on companions, so we haven't been able to pull him away. And everyone, 50 Fathoms is like super fan favorite, and that would require lots of Shane work. So we're gonna plug away a few more companions before that even would be floated as an idea. But there is, if you checked out the news today on the unofficial Savage Worlds Facebook group, a really cool return to Savage Solomon Kane, which is going to be awesome coming up this year. And it's going to be a partnership. Pinnacle's not doing it in-house, or kind of, it's part anyways. There's going to be an awesome board game and then the swadification of Solomon Kane. So awesome properties do come back around. So it's never an absolute no, but that one, there's no plans right now. Definitely not 2023. So
Well, and
Okay, so-
I'll
15
throw.
minutes, by the way. 15 minutes left in the campaign. Less than. Everybody, go. Give us your
Fourth
money.
quarter.
Wait, let's
Right.
just check it and see where we are. Oh, hey, look, $1 million. There we go, Johnny. I guess you're doing it, buddy.
I guess I got to
Be in
run.
the
Does that mean I have to run
1,666.
10 games? I mean, I have to run 10 24-hour games, I guess.
Yeah, 10. 10
It was nice knowing you, buddy.
Right? Thanks,
If
man.
you think,
You're on your
for
own.
a second, I wouldn't do it for $1 million. You think for a
We would
second?
all get vacations if we made $1 million in this campaign.
They're not even $1 million in your pocket, Johnny. Stop it.
I would.
You
I mean,
love
I'd
Plenty,
probably
but
get
Plenty
a couple
doesn't love you the same way.
bucks. Yes, they do. How dare you? I would.
Let me. One of the things I want to throw out there, though, with the adventure material, I know people are asking about Deadlands adventures. People are asking about, 50 Fathoms adventures. So one of the things I will say is that Terror on the Dark Frontier, I think that, and the playtester feedback has been really good, and I think verifies this. My read through verifies this. We're really inspired by a lot of those materials that came before, and I feel like John Stevens, Aaron Burkett, I wrote a couple of crappy adventures in there too. I feel like
We polished them up for you. It's no problem.
yeah, I appreciate
Gotcha.
it. It's but we what's that other guy's name too? He wrote some stuff in here that he's not here on this broadcast. What's his name?
Ross, the boss, Watson, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, Ross wrote some great stuff. You guys, it's good. It's great stuff. So that's one of the things I'll say is that if you're hoping for cool adventure material with neat twists and turns and a horror edge and a chance to do a lot of fun exploration of a world, these are all things that inspired us from the previous. We stand on the shoulders of giants, right? The previous stuff that's been written, and we hope that you enjoy that homage to riffs and to role playing and to deep story and exploration. Yep.
That's good stuff. Another non-risk question. Hey, Horkapade, Christian, as long as you go and pledge right now, everybody who's pledged for the Rifts campaign and is pledged for Horror Companion, they might just go check their downloads right now and might see the Horror Companion is already in their downloads. So that's
Just
the magic. You're saying
Don't be distracted.
Right. There's only like.
Make sure you pledge before it ends.
Right?
While you're on Pinnacle's
convenient
website, drop a pledge.
that
for
you
Terror on the
would-
Dark.
How convenient that there would be this book, this guide of horror rules, right as a horror-themed Terror on the Dark Frontier would come out. That's almost like there'd be some compatibility in those books. That would be
Right,
helpful.
and everybody, people mentioned Holler before, and like Holler's in the same part of the country, kind of, is some of this coalition
Holler, you can plug
shenanigans.
Holler and put it in the Ozarks.
Holler and
real
Rifts
easy.
and
in
just
Rifts.
Rifts.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, Glitter Boys would definitely take care of the big boys. That big boy versus Glitter Boy.
You might need to
that-
boost some stats. Yeah, I mean the Savage Rift stuff is designed so that it can take the cannons and blasters of stuff out of the science fiction companion, right? So you're on anti-tank and infantry level there.
But you know what? That makes the horror so much better in a Rifts game when you take these people that are in Glitter Boys. You're like, hey, just for the fun of it, you got to leave your Glitter Boy to like sleep here at night in this weird cabin in the woods because you can't go in there, and then it's
Right.
just that much more.
Well, or
escalation.
guess what? This stuff is dangerous enough or immune, right? This supernatural creature is immune to your rel. And what do? Oh, you knocked over the vampire. Good job. It's stunned for a moment.
Right.
Well,
Or the
and,
ghost
like,
that's possessing innocent people. Like, hey, you can't solve that with a boom gun.
Well, you can. You can.
You can solve
May
it.
just
yeah,
not
for
be living
you,
up
I
to the
guess.
reputation of Glitter Boy.
Yeah.
So I mean, so
Oh.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the great thing. So our laminated fold-out maps that are like wet and dry erase compatible. Those are super popular with folks, even if they're not into like for Holler. Like if even if you're not playing Holler, you can grab those Holler maps and use them for your Rifts, Terror on the Dark Frontier.
Absolutely.
campaign. And everybody needs a temple,
Deadlands, yep.
right? Like the Atlantis. Well, the Atlantis map is like I love Egyptian stuff, so like
Yeah, it's
having
pretty
a non-ruined temple is
Yes,
just great.
non-ruined.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're all
Right?
ruined. Every map you can ever find of a temple is ruins, as opposed to just
Yep.
no. Some
Not the
temples are just
Atlantis.
working.
And the cool, you flip it over and you've got the inside of the magic pyramid. It's great. No, the one shot. I don't know if you run the one shot, the Colorado one shot that was in Empires of Humanity, but my buddy wrote, it's called The Boonies, and it's kind of like a take on the Goonies, but in riffs. I've run that one particularly at a few conventions and had so much fun with it. I don't know if you were running the same thing or something different, but no, that's a really fun adventure. There's so much that you can do in riffs, right? So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. So 10 minutes left, folks. So if you haven't backed, you want to back, get in at least the lowest levels of the print or digital if you want to keep those directions. And
Why do we
yeah,
need
it's
him
been
to
a great
back? We're $1
campaign.
million.
I know, right? Yeah, that's right. Why am I
We're
even
done.
still
We're done.
pushing this? Like,
We're done.
I really do need to be picking up my condo in Mexico because we're not gonna deliver for $1 million. Should we even finish this book and send it out? Let's just all pack it up and we'll have the next big savage excursion in Mexico and we'll just stay. We'll get a nice
No
island.
extradition.
That's true. Oh, yeah, it might be extradition from Mexico. We gotta find maybe Costa Rica.
We need to look into the details first.
I mean, we've got
For $1 million, we'll hire someone to look into the details
now we
for
need
us.
to finish. We actually do need to finish South America, so we know where to move in South
No.
America. That's
No.
the only reason we're going to finish the book is so we can know where we're going to actually move with our
Research
million.
for it. One thing. This is a maybe minor to some people, but not insubstantial to me. Is one of the I think best little pieces of art in South America is there's now like a whole map, right? Because if you're like me and playing in South America all this time, there's a bunch of like great maps of specific regions, but like you're kind of cross-referencing and stuff. It's gonna be
It's
so
like the
great.
North America map, right?
Right. There was never
Right.
one big map of everything with every detail, and now there is. And that one big map of South America with all these details. And we were doing things like finding, the real world city locations to line up to spots in the lore and where we wanted to put them and stuff. Oh, it was fun. So just that alone.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are cool enough that it's double-sided, right? It's like one side has all
It's
the
exactly
secrets,
what I was going to say.
and then
Yep.
the
So
other side
we
is-
kind of learned that lesson from the previous map. People enjoyed the updated second edition Rifts North America map so much that we decided, hey, on the flip side, we're going to put, all the secret locations will be revealed, but on the front side, it's more open for exploration. Just has the major economic centers and landmarks that the travelers would hear about and know about, right? So who knows what we'll do in the future with the North America map. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think is really great about this map project. But South America really is a wonderful place to explore in your campaign and bring the Tomorrow Legion into the South American milieu of all the different crazy things going on with the different factions, and see if you can make friends with the Megaversal Legion and help save the land down there. So
yeah, look at that art. This is something. If you are, for people that said earlier, like, oh, my South America lore is a little weak on the back end. If you read any of those South America books, it's South America 1 and South America 2 is a total of like 400 pages of saying we are on the brink of war. Like every 2 places anywhere on that continent, it's like, oh, we're this close to a giant war breaking out. And we got to advance the timeline, 6-7 years. And guess what? It's all
War happened.
Yeah,
It was a powder
war
keg.
declared.
Right. And the other great thing is this is a really great point of entry. So this book is amazing because it lets you jump in, and it's written for the novice, but there's a lot of details and lore updates and things that are going to be really great for fans that are big lore monkeys. So I think that's got something for everybody here. Plus great adventure material, right? Whichever system you use for rules. And I know a lot of fans who swap back and forth depending on their different gaming groups. This is all great adventure material there as well that's designed to easily integrate into your ongoing campaigns or for a new campaign and help you get in touch with all the different cool factions and conflicts.
Yes.
if either Palladium or Pinnacle or as a combo thing ever made a Rifts Earth globe, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Yeah, right.
I'd pull out all my
Like,
hair
I
trying to make that. Yeah.
I would buy that. An actual full globe that was modeled to all the Rift Earth stuff.
I
Oh,
feel sorry
man.
for Jody trying to figure out how much that's going to cost to ship to Europe.
Like, got some lighting on it, so when you light it up at night, the ley lines kind of swirl around.
Yeah. How
Like
much
a
is this?
glow in the dark.
Yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. How much does this cost to ship to Denmark, Jody?
Right, I could just hear Australia right now being like, "We want it, mate," and then it's going to be $300 to ship the globe. And,
I think it'd be $300 to ship it to Jersey. It's gonna be a miracle.
only
to get to
because it get
Australia.
hijacked because Jersey.
For the insurance costs, yeah.
The so yeah.
The Four Horsemen. That's an interesting question. I wonder if you might see that on the frontier.
Ooh, nice. I love it. So let's see.
I'm such a jerk, aren't I, guys?
You don't have to answer this one because we're just finishing a triple campaign. But do you have any idea where you want to head to next on?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I've talked about it with the team. There are a lot of different things that we've talked about, but yeah, I mean, no official announcements, right? But to me, the big thing about the Savage Rifts material is we're exploring Rifts Earth, right? That's one of the great things about it. So we do plan on moving to fill out Europe, which is some of my favorite stuff, and then on to Asia, which also is a love of mine. I was a Chinese analyst in the military, so yeah, these are really cool things that we're looking forward to in the future. Is filling out Rifts Earth. So
good stuff. That's enough of a not a super spoiler. No commitments, but I like.
It's not super spoiler. No commitments. Jody doesn't need to cough any of my fingers. Yeah.
We're doing another book. I can't say anything else.
Sometime soon in the future, maybe.
Right.
I hear it will be Rifts.
It's
Maybe.
right.
Maybe.
It'll have cyborgs and magic.
Yeah, it might have. Yeah.
I hear Kevin wants to rewrite the license because that's the whole thing these days. So we'll just wait and see. No, Kevin's not. We're doing good.
No, I can't believe that.
Any more
they
box
didn't learn their
adventures? That was a
lesson.
question that came up there.
Oh.
I don't know. That's a really good question. We when we write these plot point campaigns, and the Savage Tales, we are really happy with how usable they are, and the reception from the fans, especially, has been really great. All the ones that I've had the opportunity to work on, and but we'll see how this does, right? I mean, if the fans really like this format. 1 minute, then we'll I mean, we want to please the fans, right? We're here for you, right? So let us know what you think, and if you want more things like that or not.
Yeah, this is the first time there's kind of a box set for Rifts, so we don't know.
First time ever.
Jody says adequate waffling. Thanks, guys. Way to dodge.
Can you change my name to IHOP? That's good.
I'm the Waffle House.
All right, what's happening? What's happening? We got.
Now I want waffles, guys. We got 20 seconds left. Let's see. When it gets
19.
low, I'll hit refresh and see if we made even $10 more because they know with our mugs on
we
screen,
did. We made like
know.
we made like
$1 million.
$4,000.
Yeah, we made $1 million. Yeah, right, guys. We made $1 million. So let's do 7 seconds. So what we don't have implemented yet, which Kickstarter is still cooler than us. They do a little like poop. Yay!
We done.
Right.
Campaign successful.
Oh,
Okay.
yay!
Let's zoom up and see. 93K. Nice. People. That's
93,000.
like a $2,000 stream. That'll pay for dinner. Awesome.
Right.
So yeah, we appreciate you guys too. This is a very unique campaign for us because it's like other people really kind of throw a lot of their stuff behind Christmas being their thing, and like we kind of do the opposite. We give you stuff all year round and then try to take it a little bit easy on folks during Christmas. So this was an experiment for us, and we're glad that you guys responded so heartily for these 3 great things. So I mean, I know Morgan asked any more box adventures. Yeah, we'll take a look at the numbers and see how much you guys loved Terra in the Dark Frontier. Also, if you want to make sure we get more of those, tell your friendly local game store to get with our retail program and order some of these Terra box sets. And so if folks can see it on store shelves and see Rifts on store shelves with Pinnacle with it, like that's what we like to see. So let your friendly local game store know that we do really good deals for retail. Put them in contact with me. Jody says, woohoo. If Jody's happy, we're happy. Like, happy Jody, happy wife, happy life. For Clint, it's more than just
Mama
Clint.
Bear's happy.
Right?
This was great.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody! Thanks so much for giving us a bunch of money for writing words. We really appreciate it. I'm not being sarcastic either. That really means a lot. This is a huge deal that you would give us money for this, because this is this is stuff we would do anyway, and you give us money for it, and we really love it.
Man.
That's
Yeah.
nice
Like,
Wait, you'll work for free? Yeah.
one of the first
you keep up
projects
with the
that Sean, one of the first projects Sean had me do as part of the Savage Rifts dev team. He said, "Hey, we're making those dossiers, right? The pre-gen characters." And he said, "We're short like one or two. I forget what it was. Like, we're short one or two. Could you make a character on really short notice, and we'll give you some money?" And I was thinking in my head, like, I probably make 20 Rifts characters a day for free. Like, just that's what I do instead of working. Yeah. And then I'm trying to keep it cool. Like, yeah, you got to pay me for that. So
I guess so. I'll come down to your price just because I like to lie.
So just, I really mean it. This is great that you as a community do all this, and you love all this, and we write stuff, and you keep playing it, and then you tell us about it, and I love it. I really do.
Well, we're already getting the delivery questions, Sean. So
right,
the PDF dropping and all that.
PDF now.
All right, time to go,
Landau
guys.
was on the
Later.
stream. Can't give it to you yet.
So we are delivering Horror Companion tonight. So if you guys have, you can now go and download.
We
your
literally
Horror
delivered
Companion.
something this stream.
Right during the stream, and that's what we have a limit, one campaign per day. So give us a bit for this one, and we will start giving you guys awesomeness.
Yeah, this is a really big project. We're finishing it up, and I'm working with the team on getting, cross the T's, dotting the I's, getting all the material for y'all. I think you're going to be very happy with it. But it is a big project, and we don't want to rush the final details and stuff like that unnecessarily. But it is coming soon, so glad to have you guys along for the rides. Thanks so much for everyone's support. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we will not delay you any longer than necessary. But just fair warning, we got hauler shipping this next week because Tim's going to be in Studio 2 on Monday. And so all that's coming out. And then we are also launching a brand new website, the one we talked about for our fellow licensees. So that's going to be a big push. And we're probably going to steal John over here for some help on that. And Johnny, yes, the website is going to be green and body paint and orcish. It'll be amazing. So yeah, give us a bit, guys, because we are rolling out a lot of stuff. We're also going to be rolling out, so because we have this great GameChanger platform and everyone has been dying for more merchandise, we're going to do monthly merch. And so we're going to use our GameChanger as a monthly merch. And so we're going to be rolling out some monthly merch this month too, using the GameChanger platform. And then also on Kickstarter, we have been approved. So later this month, if you guys have not seen it yet, let me go get the link so I can. Oh, I should have done this before the stream. So the Ghost Mountain is coming to Kickstarter this month. It is bigger and better than ever. The book has been much more meatified, so it is going to be a full campaign setting with all the customization options that folks asked for. There will be digital options. We've got a really cool, everybody who gets it through the campaign is probably going to get something really cool. I can't even say right now because it's so cool. We haven't done this before. So lots of great stuff is coming this month. It's a big January for us. So yeah, give us a bit because we're going to be tinkering with websites. We don't want the website to be launching new stuff and also trying to deliver riffs because this is a big campaign. But we are not bound by the whole Kickstarter wait a month thing. So it will be less than a month. That's what I'll say. It will be less than a month and you guys will start getting files. So good deal. So check out Facebook, unofficial Savage Facebook for the Ghost Mountain campaign because I need to let these guys go. We're already over time. But yeah, there is a preview link. You can go sign up for it. And we'll probably put it on the old GameChanger page too, the link to the Kickstarter for Ghost Mountain. But other than that, folks, any final words? We'll just go around. John, got to put the kids to bed. Any final words from you, sir?
You're muted.
John, you're muted.
So I guess not.
We almost made it through the whole thing.
So close. All right, moving on. Johnny.
Yeah, I'm done. I think you'll love Terror if you're a Rifts fan because New West was so popular. It's got that New West vibe, but it really throws in some grit with the glitter, and I think it makes a lot of really kind of meaty horror,
Thanks, Peter.
Fearful kind of things. It's really brings a lot of Rifts to life. Some of the stuff, the survival horror and those kind of things you didn't see a lot of right away, is starting to emerge here.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I mean, again, it's such a Rifts catalog to want to play with. It's like, I mean, it's great that we've gotten one continent down, so there's plenty more to come. Johnny, final words, sir.
If you all have half as much fun playing this stuff as we had writing it, you're gonna have a blast. And special thanks to Ashley, Emily, Vadim, Ryan, Jeff, and Danny the Greek, my play group that tests this stuff with me. You all are awesome, and thanks for showing up and gaming and also heckling me on the stream.
So much love. Playtesters are the super underappreciated workhorses.
If you're one of my playtesters, yeah, whatever.
I actually love my players, John.
Oh, Aaron, sir, final words.
All I've got is thank you for supporting us. Thank you for letting my high school dream be real. That's all. I'm working on Rifts. I don't know how it happened, but here I am doing it. And it's all thanks to y'all.
Awesome. Final words, Sean?
Well, Aaron, it might be partially my fault, but glad you're here. Hey, I want to say thanks to everybody who supported all of our entire team and is accepting the entire team, but also who supported Kevin and Shane and all the wonderful folks at Pinnacle and Palladium and me as I've moved from working on just the Rifts for Savage Worlds products to now being Kevin's business partner at Palladium. Your support, your love, your whether it's through the Titan Robotics Kickstarter campaign, through this GameChanger for the Rifts double feature, these are all really awesome products that we're really excited about and really glad to be able to bring to the table for you. I've seen one of the things I do want to say is I've seen the Rifts fandoms merge over the past month and a half, 2 months, and it's been really cool. It's been really cool. So I love seeing everybody talking about Rifts and getting excited about Rifts, and it's just a great time to be a fan of good role playing games and good stories. And so again, thanks for your support because we couldn't do this without you, and we do this for you, right? We want to bring things to you that you asked for. So we've had a lot of questions in the stream, and if you look at our Kickstarters, you look at our crowdfunders, you look at our websites, we're always here trying to be here as much as we can for you and bring you the products that you're excited about and the new games and experiences. And it's another thing is just the last thing I'll say is hearing about friends getting back together after 15, 20 years, 5 years, whatever it is, and gaming together has been really awesome as well. So again, we're glad to be able to be a part of that. And thanks for your support.
Yeah, no. So my final anecdote is the guy who got me into role playing back in middle school, Reese Gregory. I sent him a crap ton of Rifts books for Christmas for Savage Rifts because he was the biggest Rifts fan when we were in middle school, and he's the guy who got me into the hobby. And I'm like, it's just so cool that I get to talk to Kevin and stuff. And I'm like, I talked to Kevin, you did it. And but that was my Christmas present as a thank you. Like, hey, dude, I work in the industry now, and it all leads back to you being the nerd who had the awesome Rifts book cover with it was too cool for us in middle school. It's like dangerous, right? Like Rifts had some stuff on it, and it's like, yeah, that's where it all started. So that was my big thank you. Came full circle. So thanks, guys, for being. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Right, so cool.
Yep.
That's so cool.
I got this is my high school copy. I got it from one of my old players, Sean Lindemann. Shout out to you if you're watching, because you probably aren't.
Right. So for us, it's really about friends and family, and that's why we do it. And I cannot boost this even more. So we will see you guys again on stream soon. But check out all the good stuff we're doing. And 2023 is going to be an amazing year for both companies. So thanks for coming along on the ride with us, guys. Take it easy and hope the New Year's treating everybody well.